I'm only going to dress this shit one time. Since y'all want to be on the front lines. Hey, yo, Remy, don't you love me? Yeah. See, right there, that's the punchline. That's the punchline.
Unexpected information, Remy Ma, and Eazy The Block's argument. You must take note of the fact that the captain is finally losing it and that things are about to get serious. Some reports claim that the most recent trauma event was affliction. As though that weren't enough, the Hard Block and Remy Ma Captain have been sharing their thoughts about Remy's feelings for Papoose with anyone who will listen. They reportedly got into a heated argument in the car when he openly questioned her allegiance. The fact that Papoose's new girlfriend is in front of Remy appears to have infuriated him. Recent reports indicate that the dispute was not exceptional. Explosion. If you were not present for this incredible occasion, let me explain. Remy amused him. It is finally getting close to boiling point after weeks of development. You actually read it correctly. Her fixation with Papoose and his new relationship had reportedly consumed her for months, and she was using Eazy as a coping mechanism. Following the revelation that Remy Ma had cheated on Papoose with an easy-to-get-along underground rapper, there were first rumors of Remy and Papoose divorcing in late 2023. Remy Ma has made headlines ever since. However, things took a turn for the worse when Papoose posted a Father's Day picture of himself with his daughter, Captain, publicizing their split. When Remy abruptly stopped going out, everyone understood their marriage was finished. Remy and E had started hanging out together after their breakup. Following an altercation with rapper G Gotti, everything went wrong. Remy was spotted helping out behind the scenes. But when G Gotti came clean about the cause of Remy and E's close relationship, he didn't hold back and criticize everything, including her turbulent relationship with Ease. Will the brief romance between Remy, Ease, and the Block Captain come to an end, or will chaos continue? Keep an eye out because the drama is far from over yet.
Stop screwing them. If found out you was fucking the help, that could really ruin your We're talking Barack and Michelle, Pap and Rem. That's us.
Is it not astonishing that Gotti didn't hold back when she accused Remy Ma of cheating on Papoose, the man who had been her loyal partner for years and supported her when she was incarcerated?
Show his admiration and tell the world how you think his woman the greatest. Held you down in prison for 6 years.
Rather than categorically denying these allegations of infidelity, Papoose appeared to agree with them, admitting that Remy wasn't as faithful as everyone thought. This is even more startling. What Gotti had to say was the result of his increased effort after dropping the bombshell.
Stop screwing them. Found out you was fucking the help, that could really ruin your image. Talking Barack and Michelle, Pap and Rem.
When the accusations about Remy's adultery started to spread, her reputation took a serious hit. We all thought Remy would vehemently refute the charges because of her reputation, but this is where things go wrong. It turns out that Remy wasn't just fooling about with the Block, but she remained silent rather than confront the problem. Keeping quiet does not imply weakness. Despite the news that E is made, there is another player that does not want to be seen in public with Remy. Unfortunately, their identities were eventually discovered. According to a number of accounts in the mainstream media, she was in a polyamorous relationship. Her close friendship gets her criticized, which adds complexity to the narrative, doesn't it? One of the underground rappers they spotted had similar watches on and was holding hands. What happened when Remy tried to deny this connection for the first time? The truth quickly surfaced after other news outlets verified it. A few weeks ago, Remy shocked everyone by purportedly claiming that she had started dating someone else, Clarissa Shields, during this time, as if her scandalous behavior wasn't surprising enough. Despite this, boxing champion Remy posted a screenshot of Papa with his new girlfriend with a critical caption. Exchange of information. After falling asleep while on the phone with Clarissa Shields, Papoose won't leave my flat. Following her shocking disclosure, everything between Remy and Clarissa Shields fell into utter disarray. Unrestrained, the two women squabbled with Clarissa and even vowed to attack Remy if they ever saw each other again. This female hung up the minute she heard my voice, even though she was a boxing champion. You're no longer alone because I told you everything. Remy's criticism of Papoose for dating someone else shocked many of his fans since, let's not, Remy's steadfastly hostile conduct, which implies that she is still depressed about Papoose, should not be the main focus. She cheated on him first, which makes this story even more incredible. She cannot bear the fact that he finds peace with someone else. Weeks after all the drama with Clarissa, she is obviously upset that he moved on with someone else and doesn't want to see him happy. A few minutes after the concert begins, Remy shows up at a public event. There was a tremendous amount of audience excitement when West took the stage. When the crowd started cheering the block captain on during his rap battle, everyone was taken aback by what happened next.
I'm only going to dress this shit one time. Since y'all want to be on the front lines. Hey, yo, Remy, don't you love me? Yeah. See, right there, that's the punchline. That's the punchline.
The video went viral within hours of its release, and many swiftly criticized Remy Ma for what they saw as her generating drama for Papoose, despite the fact that she was still with Eazy The Block Captain and discussing Messi. Insiders are now revealing that things weren't as they seemed, though, as Remy was taken aback by the question and decided to automatically answer yes to stop the situation from getting worse, despite her lack of preparation for the consequences. Because Eazy failed to alert Remy about the impending bombshell, their relationship is now in jeopardy since the truth has come to light. A source claims that following Eazy, a furious dispute erupted. Because Remy isn't showing him the respect he deserves, Eazy feels like he's being taken advantage of. Remy has been more antagonistic ever since she reprimanded Papoose for dating someone new. Karma, however, might be at work here because she deceived Papoose by moving on to Remy while they were still friendly, and treachery always has repercussions. Eazy may be experiencing a full circle of his karma as he now copes with the pain of that choice. Following a discussion among followers, many fans are incensed at the notion that Remy cheated on Papoose. I'll restate what has been stated already. Remy Ma is the perfect example of why some people believe dating a lady from New York is bad. After all the years of love and dedication, some are criticizing her, claiming that she should have treated him better. During this midlife and perimenopausal crisis, Remy Ma, who is the most depressed person I can think of, will continue to lose it. After some consideration, she will come to the conclusion that this was the worst decision she has ever made. For someone like 50 Cent, who fought his way to success with unyielding resolve, his personal tale is as dramatic as his journey to fame. Families are complicated. Despite his widespread recognition as a rap star, few people are aware of the tragedy and anguish that lie underlying his public persona. Do you think Eazy The Block Captain is beautiful? Or was he just someone she used to get over Papoose? What is the true story, even if we have seen the turmoil unfold? Feel free to share your opinions in the space provided for comments below. 50 Cent's tale is more complex than it first appears. 50 Cent became a parent in 1996 when his then-girlfriend Sheena Tompkins gave birth to Marquise. Jackson Curtis is his name. Although at first everything appeared to be going well, as their tumultuous relationship degenerated, the family bond gradually disintegrated. 50 and his eldest son, Mares Jackson, had already had a falling out. While balancing complicated connections from his past, he has given his younger son, Sire, all of his love and attention. The Marquis adored their father as kids and thought he was extraordinary and bigger than life. That awe, however, gave way to disappointment as he grew older, and by the time they got to the legal end of things in 2008, their father-son relationship was barely surviving because of 50 arguments with Tompkins and contentious court cases that restricted communication to a remote process mediated by a lawyer. The final straw came in 2008 when Mares was spotted with Griff, the son of Kenneth Supreme. In a furious social media post, 50 Cent expressed his disapproval of this betrayal and stated that he wouldn't mind if a bus struck Mares and McGriff's child. Family relatives claimed that Mares regularly stoked the flames by deliberately doing things to anger his father. This painful admission showed how tense their relationship had become. He would write disparaging remarks online and hang out with folks he didn't like. The game became skewed because neither side was ready to slow down. Despite giving Mares significantly more money than he had ever had as a youngster, he felt that his son was not treating him with any respect, he stated, speaking with both contempt and deep sadness. In 2022, Mars publicly sought his father's attention by offering $6,700, the same $6,700 that 50 had paid in child support each month, for a single day of his father's time. Maris insisted that spending time with his father was his only objective and that it had nothing to do with money, despite 50's assertion that social media wouldn't be utilized in a sincere attempt to make amends. Later, Maris revealed that he had tried to get in touch with his father directly but had failed, despite being blocked on social media and not having his phone number. Despite the difficulties, Maris is determined to establish himself, and he releases music to try to break free from his father's shadow. But although 50 Cent seems to have a stronger link with his younger son Sire, their relationship is also influenced by the challenges he has had throughout his family's history. It's about love, betrayal, and the challenges that make family connections so hard to handle. It is a reminder that even the wealthiest people can have long-lasting family problems that mask inward turmoil, anguish, and happiness. As a father and son, 50 Cent's situation is not unusual. He and Daphne Joy welcomed their second son, Sire, into the world in September 2012. He appeared to be closer to his oldest son, Maris. Despite their tumultuous relationship, in March 2024, Daphne posted on social media that she had given up on becoming a father at the age of 50 and that his abuse had destroyed her heart. Their already fragile relationship was further strained when 50 Cent refuted the public accusations. 50 was allegedly attempting to obtain sole custody of Sire, and Daphne was now being accused of engaging in adult work, which she strongly rejected. The drama was no longer confined to courtrooms and was now highlighted in news articles. Their argument had already garnered media attention. In 2013, 50 was charged with domestic violence following in, despite everything, particularly with reference to Sir, he is steadfast in his commitment to his legacy. In a recent interview, he made it plain that his youngest son would inherit all of his riches and stressed that everything he has accomplished will be Sir's to carry. As their fight heated up, he is accused of kicking Daphne and damaging her possessions. He entered a guilty plea to misdemeanor vandalism, which resulted in 3 years of probation and community work rather than a more severe penalty. McGriff is more than just a nickname. Anyone who knows 50's history would know that he is associated with the challenging period of the rapper's life. Seeing his son with the child of someone so directly involved in the 2000 shooting that almost killed 50 people was a breaking point for McGriff. His devotion to Sire was still revered, and many admirers pondered what would happen to Mars, his eldest child. There have been many reports of anger between 50 and Mars. One of the most intense incidents was in 2018, when Mars posted a photo of his son with the son of Kenneth Supreme McGriff. In the background, 50 Cent's laser-like focus on building Sire's future made fans wonder if she would ever improve. Behind the press headlines and platinum records lies a guy who has been influenced by both tragedy and prosperity. Curtis Jackson was raised in Queens, New York, and was the son of a single mother who worked hard to provide him with a better life. His mother, Sabrina Jackson, was important to him. She was a fierce businesswoman who would do anything to support her son. Sadly, she was only 8 years old when her time on the streets came to an end in 1983. Authorities believed his mother had been killed because she had been drugged, rendered unconscious, and had her flat set on fire. 50 Cent's life has been impacted for a long time by the horrific mystery surrounding her unexplained death. Despite living in a dangerous area of South Jamaica, Queens, she was renowned for her courage and bravery, and she'd achieved progress in a world that wasn't friendly to women like her. It not only fueled Curtis' ambition, drive, and unwavering pursuit of achievement, but it also left scars that helped shape the complex man we know today. A father trying to balance the hurt of unresolved relationships with his legacy. Even though they have always played the most important role in 50 Cent's life, his family has also experienced heartache and adversity. 50 Cent has discussed the lingering scar from the death of his mother, Sabrina Jackson, when he was only 8 years old in interviews. Recalling the details of her terrible demise, he reflects on how her passing affected him and claims that someone placed something in her. As his mother, Sabrina was also a strong, resilient lady who made sure her son was ready for life's hard truths. According to 50, she was strong but caring and constantly urged him to try again. The woman answered, "Get up. What are you crying for?" And it stayed with him, influencing his approach to life's obstacles both as a youngster and as a famous person. Even as an adult, he realizes that life may be unpredictable, and he accepts that she took away the one person who meant the most to him. Eventually ended up in South Jamaica, Queens, under his grandmother's authority. He was working, distributing drugs, and learning how to live on the streets by the time he was 12. He didn't want to follow this road, but he felt forced to. Although 50 Cent has never held back when talking about those years, his songs and interviews portray a time of arrests, altercations, and dangerous decisions. In a life full of upheavals, his grandmother was his pillar of support and stability. He claimed that "I was my grandmother's baby," which was a stark difference. Life with his grandmother was often difficult because of the child's rough exterior on the streets and the need to get permission to walk home from school. His aunt Sylvia was upset that Curtis had replaced her in the family. Therefore, there was a lot of friction. But 50 Cent had a tight relationship with his grandmother, who often believed she recognized his mother's face in his own. Every day he felt the weight of her affection. Yet this unacknowledged connection also made her love even stronger. The loss of his grandma years later was more painful than anything 50 had ever known, and he remembers being called to the hospital during a family gathering. After their brief encounter, he saw her heart rate decrease and her eyes, in spite of her fragility, glowed at his words. His aunt turned to him and added, "She was waiting for you." Through the traumas of losing friends and loved ones to drugs, violence, and accidents, his reluctance to accept the loss persisted. When 50 wrote a meaningful Instagram message remembering his grandfather's sacrifices in August 2024, he experienced yet another devastating loss. Even while 50 Cent's family still has a significant influence on his life, his relationships haven't always been straightforward. Consider his relationship with Sire, his youngest son, and his mother, Daphne Joy. There have been legal fights and public accusations during their tumultuous partnership. In a since-deleted Instagram post from May 2023, model and actress Daffy accused 50 Cent of mistreating her, sparking a lot of media attention. 50 Cent responded by bringing a slander case, asserting that despite the turmoil, he remains loyal to his family and has managed to leave a legacy full of love, sorrow, and enduring struggles. Sire has often been entangled in the tumultuous relationship between his parents, and 50 Cent has repeatedly stated his deep desire to be present. 50 Cent's desire to maintain contact with his child was exacerbated by Daphne's claims that he felt mistreated and pressured. Despite the intense back and forth, 50 Cent's decision to withdraw the case in September 2023 set the stage for a potential future refiling. It's unclear if he did this to defuse the issue or as part of a bigger plan, but it appears that he wanted to take a brief respite from the legal drama. Suing Daphne Joy has grown more difficult as a result of their arguments. He claimed that she made up the charges in an effort to damage his father's reputation and keep him away from him. In addition, the toxic story of 50 Cent's continuous conflict with Sheena Tompkins, the mother of his eldest son, Mares, has persisted for more than 20 years and has not yet been resolved. Since the late 1990s, their relationship has deteriorated into a bitter cycle of lawsuits, public insults, and ongoing taunts on social media. The hostility was reignited in January 2019 when 50 Cent claimed that Shaniqua had spent money from his first foreign tour on cosmetic surgery instead of real estate. Shanna made a thoughtless comment in response that only exacerbated their already tense relationship. Long after they split up in 2008, their child custody battle persisted, and by then, their relationship was well known. Conflict even arose from financial arrangements. Shaniqua was upset and asked 50 Cent for more money. He revealed that he had been giving her $40,000 a month, or nearly $500,000 annually, for marriage upkeep. The monthly payment was reduced to $6,700 after 50 Cent, who was frustrated, took the case to court. However, the controversy persisted since Sheena was accused of working with. Their son Maris has tried to make his own path despite being caught in the crossfire, but he is accustomed to the spectacle his parents have created out of their arguments. 50 Cent was angry and responded angrily on Instagram, urging her to pursue a respectable career, despite his efforts to disassociate himself from the history of his parents' feud. It is clear that the poisonous relationship has damaged him. Sheena clapped back, saying he was afraid she would turn on him and accusing him of animosity. The hostility grew stronger because neither side was prepared to compromise. In addition to these family matters, 50 Cent's private life has drawn public attention. Observers became aware of the rapper's relationship with Cuban Link, whose real name is Jammer Haynes, when he accompanied her to the Power Season 6 premiere. They were immediately captivated by each other, and their relationship seemed to be off to a wonderful beginning. Above.